Oh. Gross.
Check it out. Big O.
Yeah,
Start
he
the scene.
He doesn't like that. Welcome back.
Welcome
to Bullets and Spirits. This is episode 2.
Dose.
Wow. Dual.
Let's say dose on 2. 1, 2, dose.
Dose.
Uno, dos, dose.
Please stop. You're giving me a headache. I was trying to say, what is it when you can speak 2 languages?
Bilingual.
I
Wish
was about
bilingual.
to say, well, yeah, I was about to say Duolingo, and I was like, that's the app. Not the same thing.
I love Duolingo. I actually do. I have the premium subscription.
You're kidding.
No, I do.
If you don't pay your monthly subscription, or you miss, or you break your streak, that bird's gonna come in and kill you. That's
what like Big O's gonna tell me. Stop. Oh my gosh.
The way you like ripped.
Stop! Big O. I'm gonna go get the pillow.
Okay, that's fair.
That way,
fair.
or the spray bottle.
Okay, let's do both. Did you want a blanket?
Let me get a water.
The spray bottle literally on the screen. Let me move that.
Sorry. Oh, I have my bottle of water in there.
I also put a blanket for you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay. How's your week since we last sat down?
My week or
spoke?
the listeners' week?
Your week.
It was
I'm
good.
not talking about listeners right now.
My week was stressful, everyone.
Yeah, that's pretty much the life of a college student.
Kate and I have been super excited with the response that we've been getting on the podcast, though.
Yep. Literally, we have like 14 listeners on Spotify. Our YouTube. Actually, we have 1,000 listeners.
No, actually, it's been good.
Yeah, no, it's been exciting. I've been like checking it, refreshing it constantly. Our YouTube video now has 19 views. Look at us go.
Look at us go.
I was looking at
Let's double it this week.
Yeah, let's get
that would be 38
40
views.
Well,
40 views.
We can shoot for 40. We'll round up. 5 and above, give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was looking in like the suggested videos because I was like looking at our YouTube video on YouTube. And I was looking at the suggested videos on the side, and there was one about the Springfield 3, and I was like, oh cool, I wonder how many like views they have. They have like 2,000 views. I was like,
okay, we'll get there.
I was like, ouch, that kind of hurt. That hurt a little.
I feel like with social media, it's all about consistency.
Yes, I agree. So
here we are, week 2.
Week 2, we're planning on at least trying to get an episode out every week.
For season 1. Season 2, we're doing 2 episodes a week.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding.
If you want to start editing them, be my guest.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Alright, let's get this thing going.
Yeah, for this week's episode, we are doing the spirits side of Bullets and Spirits. That's why I have the candle going. No spooky background, because we forgot about it, but it's fine. So this week's episode is on the Sallie House. Have you ever
Hold
heard
on,
of it?
I thought we were doing it on whatever that's called. Amityville.
I decided not to. I decided on the Sallie House.
Oh, okay.
We
Is it
could
Missouri?
do. It's Kansas.
Okay, that's
So
close.
it's our like love-hate neighbor.
Yeah, we don't like Kansas all that much.
It's like a love-hate relationship, I think. Cause like they have sunflowers. They're the sunflower state, right?
They are?
I think.
Fact check. Another fact check.
Oh my gosh. Sunflower state.
Would that be
That's
a southern
Kansas.
state? You're kidding me.
Dead serious.
I've never seen a sunflower there.
I mean, I've been to Kansas like probably 5 times in my entire life.
I guess the only
have
time I've really
no
been to
idea.
Kansas is like to drive through it. Like, I've
Or
only
to
been on
run.
I-70.
Yeah.
Or to
Yes,
run,
or to
yeah.
run.
But, like, yeah, not deep into the Kansas heart of the sunflowers. Okay, let's
Deep
go.
into the Kansas heart of the sunflowers. All right, so our episode is on the Sallie House. I'm gonna say my sources. I used a bunch from this website called like Live Sci-Fi TV. They have an article called Sallie House History and Haunting. Another one that's titled Don't laugh at me.
I'm laughing at myself.
No, I'm just like, I'm saying in preparation. I didn't know you were laughing, but
Oh.
the article is titled Ectoplasm is Real. And lastly, for this website, Sallie House Luminol Photos, Evidence for a Haunting? Question mark at the end there. Then I used Visit Atchison article titled just Sallie House, and then a Velvet Ropes article titled Sallie House, the history of this Atchison, Kansas haunted house.
Velvet
You
Ropes.
can tour it. Velvet Ropes.
That could be taken a couple different ways.
All right. Well, this is
Cut that out.
PG. This is a PG podcast. Okay, so the Sallie House. First I'll start setting the scene with the history of the Sallie House. The Sallie House was built in the mid-1800s. It became the residence of an Atchison physician. I hope I'm saying that right. Atchison, Kansas. I think it's like outside of Wichita, I want to say.
Sure.
That's probably not even right.
We're not from Kansas.
I don't know much about Kansas. Other than that, it's the Sunflower State.
Right, you had to flex
So,
on there.
Sorry to flex, guys. So this physician had examination rooms and office space downstairs, and then he lived with his family upstairs. So one day...
So the Sallie House is like half practice, half house.
Originally, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What year is this?
This is like the mid-1800s.
Okay.
I think like the 1860s.
Okay, got it.
So, yeah, not a lot of... I feel like the rooms are probably really dirty and gross. Because it's the 1800s and they just like
They live in
would
Kansas.
hack your, like saw your arms off if you had like a paper cut. They'd be like, well, we need to amputate. Then it would get infected and you would die.
Die anyway.
Lovely. Okay, so one day a mother rushed in carrying her daughter Sallie, who was 6 years old, and she was in an extreme amount of pain in her abdomen. So the physician, doctor, person diagnosed it as appendicitis and said he needed to perform surgery immediately. So he began cutting Sallie before the anesthesia was able to take full effect.
They had anesthesia back then?
Yeah, like laughing gas, probably.
Oh gosh. Okay. So
So,
she's
yeah.
feeling it.
So she's
you know how
6.
old she is?
She's 6 years old.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So she's in probably even more pain than she was with just appendicitis.
No.
Because they're literally cutting her open.
I hope that she's at least like they're like she can't see herself.
Well, in one like account, like one website I looked at, which I didn't write down, but I remember reading it. Basically, she like got into the office and she saw all the like medical tools and started like freaking out. So the doctor had to like hold her down and like, yeah, I could not even imagine that, because when I got my wisdom teeth out, they literally had to give me like medicine to calm me down. Yeah, my cat's over there. He's trying to look out the window.
No, he's gonna come.
Want to be on the podcast? He can't contribute anything. Anyways. Yeah, so basically she freaked out and the doctor was like, lay down, I'm cutting you open. And then, yeah, so that was not good.
Ideal.
And Sallie ultimately died on the operating table. So.
Oh, wow. I wonder why. Wow. Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. That's sad. One website was like very like
Descriptive?
not just scripted, but they were just like her last memory was of pain and suffering. The thought that someone was trying to torture her and like, I mean, yeah, she's 6 years old. She probably thought that. If you're a 6-year-old kid and someone's like has a scalpel and they're literally cutting you open, I'd be like, literally, what are you doing?
Okay, but then that's also like that's what she thinks too. But then the doctor thinks he's doing good, and the mother thinks like she's probably like, "Hey, stop!" Like you're kind of like she obviously my kid's in pain. She can feel that, but the mother's also probably like, "Oh, he's the doctor. Like he knows what he's doing."
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we
that's
don't
different
have
realities there.
Wow. Anyways.
Okay. Anyways, so that happens.
The next section is the hauntings.
Okay.
So, throughout its entire existence, this house has been known by the community of Atchison to be haunted. So, if you live in Atchison, you know about the Sallie House. However, the hauntings began to become more sinister in 1993 when a young couple moved in. So, at first, it was just like small things like the lights would dim, they would experience cold spots around the house, and toys would like play on their own. Their dog would growl at nothing, especially near the upstairs nursery. So like by this time, the house isn't like a doctor's office anymore. So like downstairs, it's like a regular house, and upstairs, they had a floor plan on one of the websites. So got to see that. Pretty cool. So after the birth of their son, the activity seemed to pick up. A neighbor actually alerted the couple that the nursery lights would remain on all throughout the night, even after they had turned them off.
Would they come in the morning they were on?
I don't know. It just said like a neighbor was like, "Hey, you know your nursery, like you turn them off so the baby can sleep," and they're like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Well, they're on all night.
The baby is not sleeping.
The baby is not asleep."
Okay.
And strange mold began to grow in on various household items. So
Ugh, I hate mold.
That's gross. One night, the couple returned home to find the baby's stuffed animals arranged in a circle on the floor of the nursery. Yeah, so the wife had arranged them. Okay. The wife had arranged them neatly, like on the bed or crib or shelf or whatever, and then they came home and they were all just in a circle on the floor. No, they weren't on the floor. No one had put them there. So who did put them there? I don't know. Then one night after a bad experience, the couple were leaving the house to stay at a friend's when the husband experienced a burning pain in his back.
Oh.
And when they looked, he had 3 claw-like scratches down his back.
I'm gonna go with that's not Sally.
I don't think it's Sally.
No. I don't think Sally would turn sinister, especially... Well, here's my thought process right now.
Okay.
So Sally was killed in the 1860s, and you said these people didn't move in until 1993.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody else that lived in the house before 1993, nobody's reporting claw marks, and like there's no big incidents. So I'm wondering like what has happened between 1860 when she's died. It becomes, it's the doctor's office, and then it becomes a house, and then now these people are here. So like what happened?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot about like what happens in between. It's
probably pretty normal, because you said that like this is probably the first big events to be reported at the house.
Yeah, people know that this house is haunted.
But they don't think it's that haunted.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Like nothing like this has ever happened before. So after this attack with the husband and the scratches, the couple sought help from a psychic medium named Barbara Connors, which she told the couple that there was a little girl that was inhabiting the house, Sally. Much of the girl's haunting was just to get attention from the family, and Connors advised them to try and embrace Sally as like a ghostly daughter. So the family attempted to do this, but the attacks on the husband continued. At one point during the son's birthday party, a doll actually caught on fire. Like it just like started burning. Like And that was like a normal, well, not a normal occurrence, but that occurred multiple times. Like fires would just break out randomly in the house.
Fires.
And they would just start in the house.
They wouldn't spread to burn the house down?
No.
They would just catch something on fire and just burn it up. Or would they catch
what would happen is, I'm remembering, like, I listened to a podcast about this. Shout out, and that's why we drink.
Tag
them. And who M said, because she did research and everything, she said that the fires would start and then like you would like look away or like look back and it would like be gone.
Huh. Okay, so the doll breaks out on fire, they see it, they look away, and then they come back, it's off? Or this one actually, everybody saw this one break out?
Yeah, well, like, people saw this doll caught on fire. I'm not sure if it continued to burn until it was put out or what. It didn't really go into detail on that and anything I looked up. But yeah, the fires were just like break out randomly in the house and then stop. Yeah, pretty freaky. So the area that was originally the operating room would turn cold. Objects would visibly move when the husband drew near to them. And the attacks never happened to the wife or child.
Probably because Sallie thinks that the man is like the doctor or something.
Yeah, that's what's been theorized.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So after only 2 years of living there, the family moved out of the house.
Smart.
Okay, Oliver wants attention. Sorry. Cat. So there have been lots of paranormal investigations that have been conducted in the house.
Ghost Adventures been there?
I think so.
Oh!
There's been a lot. Like, you can go watch episodes. You can go look up, like, if you literally just search on YouTube Sallie House, you can find so much stuff. I'm sure I think BuzzFeed Unsolved did an episode on the Sallie House. I'm pretty sure. We should watch that after this.
Yeah, we don't have to go to bed. I want to be able to go to sleep tonight.
Oh, good luck. Okay. So they have found lots of evidence, like dark moving shadows that are visible to the eye, unexplained voices that could be heard, like by the naked ear. That's not a saying.
Not the like enhanced EAP things.
Yeah, like you can hear them or you can hear them captured on audio.
Okay.
Like some you can just hear with your ears.
Ooh.
There have also been violent physical attacks on people. There's been ectoplasm, which, do you know what ectoplasm is?
No.
Okay.
I know what the endoplasmic reticulum is in the cell.
Oh gosh. Yeah, no, it's not the same.
Okay.
If you've ever seen Ghostbusters, they like have the ectoplasm. Like I feel like it's normally portrayed as like this gooey slime that like ghosts give off. But I read it, it's more like a physical manifestation that appears with spiritual energy, is what that ectoplasm article said. So that's kind of interesting. There's been electronics failure, strange electromagnetic field fluctuations, cold spots and hot spots. People have had nightmares. There's been poltergeist activity, feelings of being choked, and demonic possession.
I knew it. Okay.
Yeah.
This ain't Sallie. It's not Sallie.
You don't think it's Sallie?
No. Well, okay, I don't know what's going on. Sallie probably started it. I don't know why I just looked up at the ceiling like that.
Did you see Sallie up there or something? I know, we're gonna have to like watch like an episode of The Office or something after this, because I'm starting to freak myself out. When I was doing the research, I was like, this is literally fine, but now I'm reading it, I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's also just scarier because it's like almost 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that's
I don't
true.
know. I just don't like when we talk about this at night before I go to bed. Because I have to sleep
No,
all
I
alone.
agree. Yeah,
and
no, I'm the
my
same.
room's dark.
We can snuggle tonight if you want to.
Okay. Okay.
So like you've been mentioning, there have actually also been discoveries concerning the type of entity inhabiting the house. So at first it was believed that only human spirit was in the house. And actually they found out that their like a psychic medium person came in and was basically like, yeah, there's actually two spirits in the house. So there's Sallie, who like does the more mild,
Sets things on fire.
No.
She just puts the animals in a circle.
Yeah. Like she's the one that like would move stuff, or like what else was in the like lights would dim, just kind of like the not like intense stuff, like stuff I've experienced actually when I lived in a haunted house. But then one of the mediums was like, yeah, actually there's an older woman here that would like want the husband to like leave his wife for her, and then when he didn't, which literally she's a ghost, like, I'm sorry ma'am, you're dead, she's gonna find me now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. When he didn't, she would then start the physical attacks. So interesting. But then
why didn't the medium say that to them?
I don't know. It was a different medium.
Oh.
Yeah, there's been like probably tens.
Hundreds.
Well, maybe not hundreds.
Okay,
tens
of mediums
that have come to the house and
spoken
to the spirits. How the spirits speak through them. I always think of that like scene from Insidious, where she has like that gas mask thing on.
That's terrifying.
Literally, yeah, that was awful.
I don't understand. I don't really remember the reason as to why she had to have the gas mask on. I don't know. I think they were just like in the basement.
They were like, let's make this as creepy as possible.
Lorraine. That was her name, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen that movie in a while. Actually, yeah, it's been a year because I watched it last year around Halloween. We need to...
Halloween episode. We'll wear our costumes. Put it in the notes for when you edit. Halloween episode with costumes.
Yeah, no, I love that. Okay, so anyways, investigators have been physically scratched by the entity. Oh, did I tell you over time it's been found that the haunting is demonic?
No, you didn't say so.
So there's actually like a demonic entity within the house as well.
Okay.
So the investigators have been physically scratched by the entity while attempting to contact it. And kind of like challenge it a little bit. You know how they're like always like, who's in here? Yeah, they kind of taunt it. So they've been scratched, and one actually even became possessed by this demonic entity. Yeah, not very fun.
Okay, let's go into that.
There wasn't really a whole lot on that possession. I know. I bet I could like...
I thought that was going to be the next part of the story.
No, I feel like you could probably find videos on it. Like, I'm sure it was in the episode or something. I just like didn't want to watch an actual possession.
Yeah.
When I was researching, so
maybe we shouldn't talk about it so you don't become possessed.
I don't want to think about that. So the current owner of the house has found that there is a pentagram drawn on the basement floor, which was eventually covered up by black spray paint. And then after this pentagram was covered up, there has been evidence that another satanic ritual was done. So somebody drew another pentagram over the spray painted pentagram. You don't even know what to say right now.
Well, okay, I'm kind of confused. So there was a pentagram, and then they spray painted over it with black to cover it.
Yeah.
And then somebody came back in and repainted it on.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they don't know
who did it.
Yeah.
Is the house open right now for show, or like...
Yeah, you can go in and like there's tours and stuff that you can do. But like they're guided tours. You can't just walk around on your own, I don't think. Like whenever the house is open,
so somebody
there's
has
like
break
staff in there. Yeah.
Okay.
Creepy.
What year was that? Do you know?
It's the current owner, so it's current. I'd have to look. I'm not exactly sure. Past 93. Well, I don't know when the first pentagram was. Sorry, Oliver just like got up and looked freaked out. So yeah, I don't think they know exactly.
What he's looking at. Look at him. He's scaring me.
I can't see him. There's probably like a bug or something in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's fine. I think cats protect, right?
Oh yeah, especially like a black cat. Nothing's gonna mess with us. Anyways, yeah. So nobody really knows like when the first pentagram was drawn, but after. I mean, I'm guessing after 93 when that couple moved out.
Right.
So yeah, so there's been luminol tests. You know what luminol is?
No.
Okay. It is a chemical that exhibits chemiluminescence when it's mixed with the appropriate oxidizing agent.
So it glows.
Yeah. So it's like.
So what does it do with ghosts? You throw it on them?
No, it's not with ghosts. So like this is an actual thing used by like forensic investigators. Like I've learned about it in my criminal justice classes. So it's not just like a like ghost hunter like spirit box. Like that's not scientific. Luminol is very, very scientific. Like they use it to prove evidence in like court cases.
So what do they do with it?
So anyways, so the luminol, so they can detect trace amounts of blood at crime scenes. So they use luminol tests in the Sallie House, and they've shown evidence of blood spatter in the master bedroom closet. Yeah. So the tests have even found that there are demonic sigils on the walls as well.
In blood?
Yeah.
Because it only shows up the blood.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Pretty freaky. So investigators have reported feeling vertigo or strange feelings of static charges when they go into the closet as well.
Wow, sound like the Poltergeist.
I've never seen that movie.
I think it all stems from the closet. I'm
maybe
like 90% sure.
Based off of this.
No, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
so in 2012, a bloody sweater was discovered in the attic of the Sallie House. It was actually accidentally found underneath insulation in the attic. And I thought this was kind of spooky, but one of the investigators had a dream weeks before, like an investigation they conducted, that they were sitting in the living room of the Sallie House with a boy. And the boy brought them up to the master bedroom closet. And then after this, like the scene changed and he saw the boy wearing a blue sweater, chained to a pipe, and bleeding out from several stab wounds. And
the sweater they found was blue?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
was
that's
it
pretty
child
freaky.
size?
It's on my phone. I was like, I can pull up, like, they had a sweater from the...
You can add a picture in.
Yeah, I can. There is actually a picture of it. I can show it to you.
I want to see it.
Yeah, there we go. There's a bloody sweater.
Can you turn your brightness up?
Oh my gosh.
How do they know that's blood?
Because of luminol tests. And, like, you can, like, test it for blood.
Oh, it just looks dirty. But I understand.
Well, when blood dries, it turns
true.
brown. Yeah, so
Ooh.
Let me go to the description.
Oh, okay, you should have showed that picture first. That's kind of scary. Oh, it was a North Face?
No, it was Sears and Roebuck.
can't read.
I don't know what that says. Okay, yeah. So, sweater. The label shows that sweater is made from between 1970 to 96. There's a puncture hole in the front and back of the sweater, and the bloodstains are more concentrated in lower stomach regions of the sweater, back and front, and there's a bloodstain on the right elbow. So, let's look at all these pictures of it.
That's a lot of blood. That's a lot of blood.
Yeah. That's sad.
Wow. I thought it was a brown sweater. Now I know, because, like, whenever you showed the first picture, it, like, only shows the bottom. So I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, is that just a dark sweater?
No, there's the knife puncture.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so they find the sweater.
Yeah, they found it up in the attic, which, yeah, that's just sad to me.
No, that's very sad.
And, like, this investigator who's just, like, a paranormal investigator, like, I think it's a guy. I don't think he's, like, a psychic or a medium or anything. He just, like, had this dream that this little boy was wearing a blue sweater and brought him up to the master bedroom closet where they found all that blood with the luminol.
Yeah.
And the sigils.
Yeah.
On the walls. And so the closet has been described by psychics as a portal for paranormal activity along with that. So, yeah. So regardless if the hauntings are true or not, there's much evidence surrounding the Sallie House indicating that something paranormal is going on. This paranormal activity has been caused by pain of victims, and I just want to say let's hope that they can find peace in whatever afterlife they have.
Wait, they didn't figure out who the sweater belonged to? Whose blood it is?
Mm-mm.
It's not a kid's?
Well, I think I closed out that tab because I didn't want to look at the pictures anymore. But
You should have kept the tab so you could post the pictures.
I'm pulling it back up. It's just like, it makes me want to cry. It's so sad. Yeah, I don't think they found whose sweater it was.
I wonder how long it was there.
Yeah.
Or, like, when that blood spatter happened.
I don't. Well, the label shows that the sweater was made between 1970 and 1996. So, somewhere in that time.
Yeah, but it could have been in, like, the early 2000s.
It could have, yeah. So, if you think about it, that family moved in
93.
In 93, and they were
moved out by
there
95.
So, yeah.
That's crazy.
Pretty
We should go.
sad. We could go.
That'd be fun.
That'd be scary.
Maybe not.
I would
I don't
probably like. I can do haunted houses and like the attractions and everything, because I know it's not real. I know it, like, I'm meant to be scared. But like I feel like when it comes down to stuff like this, like, I'll read about it, I'll watch videos on it, but I don't know if I'd actually go and like
really
investigate a haunted house or something.
Didn't you go on that haunted tour in Texas though?
Yeah, I did.
How was that?
That was really cool.
But you don't think you'd go to this one because it's like more personal, you think?
Yeah, I think like I never was like scared in Texas. Like, we didn't go. It was just like walking around the city. Like, we didn't go into a specific building and like go into a bloody closet and was like,
right,
there was a dream. A little boy was stabbed in here, and like demon sigils on the walls, like that. You know, we just like saw. I mean, I got a picture of like some orbs.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing those.
Yeah, that was like it. And then
those
they
were
did
probably like a
show
hoax.
us...
They probably like play those every night. The people
probably. Well, you can't see it
in the video.
Well, I took a picture.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So,
oh yeah. And then you were like, "Hey, lady, look at this."
Yeah, I was like, "Hey," like, she was like telling us about, oh, some people get orbs around here, and I was like, this? She was like, oh my gosh, our first paranormal picture of the evening or whatever. And I was like, okay. And then she was like, show everybody look. And I was like, don't look at me, please. But she actually showed us a picture that someone had caught on the tour of a lady in a full Victorian dress. Like it was an apparition through like a window.
No.
Yeah, that was pretty
freaky.
It? No, I don't have it.
Oh gosh, that's cool.
Let me like try and find it. Ghost tour.
So you're gonna do a lot of editing on this one, like longer. Well, no, we're only at 35 minutes.
Well, our last one was like 33 minutes. We're at 35.
I've interrupted you a lot on this one.
That's okay. It's like it's a nice conversation going. I don't think I see it. No.
Darn.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's cool to see that picture. But yeah, I don't know if I'd go to. I mean, I lived in a kind of haunted house for a bit. I tell you about that when I lived in Michigan. Okay, well, I lived in this old farmhouse, and it wasn't like scary. It wasn't like spooky. It was just like the TV would change channels by itself.
Oh yeah.
And then like I'd be up in my room because my room was in the like original part of the farmhouse. Like my room was the original like master bedroom. Which was really cool. Like I loved that house. It had 2 staircases. It was just like a fun house. But yeah, so I'd be in my room and I'd have the door like cracked a little bit and it would like open and then like close. And I mean, it could have been just a draft, but it was just, you know, kind of interesting. My little spooky experience.
I feel like, I don't know, I was like a baby, but the first house, not the house that we lived in Halltown, but our next house,
okay,
there was like cemeteries on the land, and my parents would always just report like we were 9 miles out in the country, 12 miles from town, like middle of nowhere, no cell service, and like they would just see people walking down the road and then they'd be gone. But my parents were always like, wow, we don't know what to do about this. Cut that out. I'm not haunted.
No, I'm keeping that in.
Okay, keep it in.
That freaks me out. I hate.
Well, I was
that's
like,
so interesting.
This was like all before I was
like
3 years old.
A baby. Someday you'll have to tell that story about your dad on here because
I would tell that story.
Oh my gosh.
Let me tell that one for Halloween.
Yeah, maybe like if we get enough views, we can like do like listener stories. Sometime, like we could do like every 5th episode or something, like a listener story. I think that'd be cool.
That would be fun.
We can just like, yeah. So to our viewers, listeners right now, if you want to send in a story, our email is bulletsandspirits, all spelled out, @gmail.com. If you have anything you want to share or suggestions for cases or haunted things, hit us up, let us know. Comment on our Instagram, comment on YouTube, send us an email. We're very much open to suggestions and everything. So, yeah, good talk. Good
cool.
Soup.
Episode 2,
baby.
Done.
Cha-cha.
Follow us on the Gram, Spotify, YouTube.
We have 3 subscribers on YouTube, guys.
Guess who it is?
Well, 2 out of 3 is us.
Yeah, it's us, but we don't know who the third person is.
I don't know who the third person is.
It's fun though.
Yeah, no, I love it. Like, honestly, I only expected our listeners to just be like my parents, which they did listen. So like, hi mom and dad, shout out, love you guys.
Hi Maynards.
You gotta get Charlie to listen.
Yeah, I need to send it to my parents.
Yeah.
My parents just don't listen to podcasts. They're like, what's that?
That's funny. Well, my parents watched the YouTube video, so.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because we're not on Apple Podcasts yet. Because Apple, I don't know, is being difficult for some reason. But we're on Spotify, we're on YouTube, we have Instagram and TikTok.
Spotify is superior anyway.
It's true.
We can be exclusively Spotify.
I mean, yeah, we're also on YouTube though. So
Yeah, true. I meant for audio.
Oh yeah, we could. Okay.
It's
well, this is Bolts and Spirits episode 2. Thank you guys for listening or watching, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.